Imagination is not an escape. It is not a toy, a distraction, or a childish pastime. It is the hidden engine of human destiny. Every civilization was built upon it. Every revolution was sparked by it. Every masterpiece, every invention, every discovery first appeared in the invisible theater of the mind. Imagination is not pretend. It is the closest thing humanity possesses to a time machine. It carries us backward into memory, forward into possibility, and deeper into meaning. But this machine is not free. Every journey has a cost. Every imagined world leaves its mark. The question is not whether you will pay the price. The question is whether the journey is worth it. Part 1. The nature of imagination. Imagination is simulation. It is rehearsal. It is projection. When you remember the past, you are not simply retrieving data. You are rebuilding it, reliving it, stepping back into a moment that no longer exists, yet still exerts power. When you anticipate the future, you are not guessing blindly. You are constructing mental blueprints of what might be, preparing yourself for battles not yet fought, victories not yet won. This is mental time travel. It is the mind's ability to transcend the immediate present and explore realities outside of the current moment. It is the most advanced machine we have ever possessed because it was given to us not by metal or circuitry, but by the very structure of consciousness itself. Part 2. Why imagination is not pretend to call imagination. Pretend is to misunderstand its power. Pretend is shallow, imagination is transformative. Pretend wears costumes, imagination builds worlds. Pretend entertains, imagination engineers. Every skyscraper was once an imagined line on paper. Every symphony was once an unheard sound echoing in the mind of its composer. Every scientific breakthrough began as a question imagined before it was proven. Imagination is not irrelevant fantasy. It is the shadow that becomes substance. It is the sketch that becomes stone. It is the inner reality that shapes the outer one. Part 3. The cost of time travel. But no machine of power comes without a price. Time travel in stories always carries danger. Paradox, collapse, destruction. Imagination is no different. To relive the past is to risk being trapped there, replaying old pains until they shape your identity. To live in imagined futures is to risk drowning in anxiety, believing in catastrophes that do not yet exist. The cost of imagination is attention, energy, focus, and ultimately identity. What you imagine, you absorb. What you rehearse in your mind, you become. Imagination can lift you into strength or drag you into despair. It can inspire courage or enslave you to fear. This is the toll. This is the price. Part 4. Imagination as creation. Yet the cost is also proof of its reality. If imagination were harmless, it would demand nothing. But imagination shapes neural pathways as if the imagined experience were lived. This is why athletes rehearse victories in their minds, why creators envision before they build, why leaders see possibilities others cannot. The body listens to the mind's rehearsals. The future bends to the visions rehearsed today. Every act of imagination is creation. It is not fantasy. It is foundation. Part 5. The double-edged sword. But creation cuts both ways. Imagine failure long enough and you teach your body to fail. Imagine triumph long enough and you prime yourself for persistence. Imagination is never neutral. It is always sculpting you. Every imagined future is a vote toward who you are becoming. The question is not whether imagination changes you. The question is how. Part 6. The discipline of imagination. Like fire, imagination can warm or consume. Like water, it can nourish or drown. Without discipline, imagination enslaves. With discipline, imagination frees. Disciplined imagination is not blind daydreaming. It is deliberate direction. It is choosing to imagine futures worth living, reframing pasts worth learning from, and inhabiting possibilities that strengthen rather than weaken. This is the art of wielding the time machine, not to let it run wild, but to steer it toward transformation. Part 7. Why the price is worth it. The machine is costly. It drains attention, demands energy, and risks illusion. But the alternative is worse. Without imagination, humanity is trapped in the cage of the immediate. Without imagination, there is no invention, no art, no progress, no courage to reach beyond the present. Without imagination, life is survival, not creation. So yes, imagination has a price, but it is the only price worth paying because it buys us more than existence. It buys us the possibility of becoming. Imagination is not pretend. It is the true time machine. It moves us backward into memory, forward into vision, and deeper into meaning. But no traveler returns unchanged. Every imagined path leaves footprints on the soul. The question is not whether you will imagine. You cannot escape it. The question is whether you will imagine aimlessly, consumed by regrets and fears, or whether you will imagine with purpose, directing the most powerful force of the mind toward transformation. Imagination is not an escape from reality. It is the workshop where reality itself is forged, and the price of using it is nothing compared to the cost of leaving it unused.